Hi everybody, it's your art teacher Mr. Wedge, and today we're going to do a portrait or a self-portrait, but we're going to do it in the style of Modigliani. So for this we'll need a piece of paper and a pencil, and that's it. We're going to draw a portrait. It could be a picture of you or somebody in your family. If it's a picture of you, it's called a self-portrait. So we're going to start by putting our name on the back of the paper and whatever your class code is. To something, okay? Flip it over, and we're gonna draw a portrait of like a picture of a person, but we're gonna do it in the style of Amedeo Modigliani, who's a famous artist. And his style was a little bit unique because normally a portrait, you know, the head's round, you've got two lines for the neck, the shoulders, hair, eyebrows, but Modigliani would stretch the head out like this, and then give his person a very long neck. And then same thing for the shoulders, like a rainbow, but he'd kind of squeeze that too. So everything is tall and stretched out. The eyes in a normal portrait are right in the middle of your head because that's where your eyes are. They're not at the top or the bottom, they're in the middle. But Modigliani would draw them way up at the top, like this. You could shade them in. And then instead of just like a normal little nose, he'd make a very long nose with a little mouth at the bottom. And he was inspired by African masks, so that's where he got the idea from. But he used that style to draw pictures of people that he knew. So, normal style portrait, Modigliani style portrait. So whoever you decide to draw, you're going to use Modigliani style. I'm going to do a self-portrait, so it'll be me, but I'm going to put the head near the top and I'm going to stretch it out really far. Looks like an almond or something, like a stretched out, or like some kind of stone you'd find in a river. And I don't know if you noticed, but my head's tilted that way. I did that on purpose because it's going to be more interesting if I do that. And if the head's going this way, you can balance it by having the neck go the other way. And Modigliani did that in his artwork too. And you notice how long the neck is. It's really stretched out. And I could just do a rainbow for the shoulders, but I'm going to do a collar and two lines down. So there's different ways to do it. As long as you're stretching everything out and the eyes are near the top and they're just filled in almost like holes in a mask. So Modigliani didn't always draw the eyes on his portraits. Sometimes they would just be shapes or holes. There we go. Starting to look like an alien. I'm going to make my nose really long, like that. Little mouth at the bottom. Little trick you could do is add an eyebrow, connect it to the nose, the same line you used for the nose. Another eyebrow. Long ears. And then the hair, when you draw a portrait, it goes above and below the top of your head. So it's going to look strange if you just go above or just below it. So you do both. So I'm going above the top of my head and underneath it a little bit. And then I can shade it in. You could also color this in, but you don't have to. If you have paint, you could paint this in. You could even paint this whole portrait. Most years that's what we do. We'll just paint this whole portrait. So there we go. If you have long hair, it's going to be super long. It's going to go all the way down there. So it'll take up most of the paper. And then any other details just to make it look like you. You probably don't have a beard, but I do. So I'm going to add that as a detail. Just like this. And then I could shade that in. So feel free to color in or shade in any parts of your drawing you want to. I usually wear a shirt with a collar like this and buttons. So I'll just do that. Another little trick, if you want to kind of show where your arms are, you could just draw a little line like that, and then it looks like your body and your arm. So there we go. And don't forget, you could color and shade more in if you want, but that's a basic Modigliani style portrait. So work hard and have fun.